Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Everyday Carry for everyday people. Riaz here. Hope you guys are all doing well. Following up from the last 2 weeks, you guys have asked me to do kind of like follow-up videos and stuff like that there with regards to, living and working abroad. Initially in the first video, we talked about some basic stuff, looking at dealing with reputable agencies, the things that you should be observing. In the last video, we looked at preparing before you leave from your home country to go and start your life as an expat. We covered general things like making sure that you have your documents ready, making sure that everything's attested, making sure that you have currency for the country that you're going to, looking at different aspects of it. As I said before, I've been an expat for a long time. I left home the first time on the 6th of March 2010, and I've pretty much never looked back. So currently, most of you know where I am. I decided for today's video to change it up just a little bit. Once you're in whichever country you decide to be an expat in, things get hectic pretty quick. As an example, let's just walk with you. Today I decided I'm not going to sit down, I'm not going to edit anything, I'm doing it pretty much completely raw. So we had the day off from school today, which was pretty nice. Back at school tomorrow. Just a view from outside. Pretty nice place, I guess. It's been home for about the last 10 months. Weather's pretty rough down here in the south. Obviously we have a lot going on, so that's pretty cool. So for today's video, I've spoken to you guys about, getting to where you're gonna go and all the rest of it. Now, once you're in whichever country you choose to be in, a year goes by very fast, right? And I probably, like most people, like to constantly, update, evolve, look for new challenges and stuff like that. So my contract expires on the 15th of July. My residency permit the 31st of July. I'm actually looking at moving to a place, a different school, different environment, different students, all the rest of it. So I've told you about all the, ins and outs and stuff like that there. What nobody ever tells you is when you get to the end of your contract, whether you've signed with a different school, whether you're staying in the country, whether you're leaving, an important aspect of that is making sure that you get your life sorted out. Now, when I was single, particularly in Saudi Arabia, things were a little bit easier. I would do washing 2 days before, pack everything in my 2 suitcases, and I'd be on my way. As most of you know, I have a wife, I have a kid, so things get a little bit more interesting, let's put it that way, for lack of a better word. I apologize, I don't normally smoke on camera, but just to give you an idea of what life looks like when you decide to be an expat. Quick glance at it. Right, like I said, because I am moving to a different city, it's all about packing up and sorting things out and getting it all done and all the rest of it. So the apartment is pretty much a mess at this point here, which is fine. Obviously, this is what people don't tell you as an expat. In that year that you spend abroad, right, things get hectic. You are building a life. So you acquire stuff, you accumulate stuff, you look at different types of things. And when it's time to pack up, there's a lot of work that goes into it. Just looking at my kitchen, I've still got quite a bit of packing to do, if you get what I'm saying, which is fine. These are things that you have to do. Remember, when you choose to become an expat, You are not choosing to give up on life. However, you got to be prepared to roll with the punches and move on and do different things. So that was one of the reasons I thought I'd keep it raw, I'd keep it uncut for today. Most people tell you the, you know, classy side of being an expat and the rose tinted glasses and all the rest of it. What they fail to tell you is the things that you need to actually go through when it's time to move on to your next adventure. Now, obviously, if you're single, it's different. You get what I'm saying? That being said, it doesn't mean that you haven't acquired a lot of stuff over the year. Guys acquire different types of technology. You know, you might decide to buy a TV, you might decide to go with a TV box, you might decide to do a whole host of different things, which is pretty cool, and I encourage it simply because it has to be done. You are living, you get what I'm saying? Your life doesn't stop because you're an expat. Obviously, as most of you know, my wife is not a South African citizen, so, you know, depending on where you are in the world, your respective other might be a citizen of that country, they might not. Male, female, doesn't matter, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is that you've got going on. But the thing is, you still need to keep an eye out, you still need to be, these are the things that you are going to go through. These are the things that are kind of glossed over. I mean, most of you know I have a 3-year-old kid, so there's a lot of stuff that needs to be taken care of before you just up and leave. You get what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't matter whether you have a family or not, whether you're choosing, becoming an expat on your own. The thing is, this is a life-changing experience in a lot of ways. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be able to roll with it. I mean, currently where I'm based, I have, the city bus just outside my complex. School provides transportation to and from school, these type of things. Where I'm going to now is a little bit different. So I'm planning on going, getting my bike license, making sure I have my driver's license. You get what I'm saying? Chances are my wife is going to want to get a car. My kid is going to the same school as I am. Yes, I'm teaching high school students, but it's an international school, one campus, starts from KG, goes all the way up. So these are things that you need to look at. I mean, as you've seen outside, it's raining pretty heavy. This is a time of year where we experience monsoons in our part of the world that I currently reside in. You get what I'm saying? So these are things that you need to be mindful of. I mean, as I said before, being an expat is challenging, it's rewarding, it's got its own set of issues, drawbacks, all the rest of it. You get what I'm saying? Obviously, when you move into your new apartment, if you're starting off your expat lifestyle, then there are things that you're going to want to do. You might have hobbies back home that, you just might not be able to do in whichever country you decide to settle in for a year, 2 years, 5 years. I mean, to be quite honest with you, initially with me, it was supposed to be a 1-year teaching stint in Saudi Arabia, and it was supposed to be a one-hit quitter, one and done type of thing. 11 years later, we're still in the same thing. You get what I'm saying? It's rewarding, it's challenging, it's fulfilling. There's a lot going on with regards to it. But I thought it was important that I give you a broader picture of what life as an expat really looks like. Obviously, I'll be following up on this year. A lot of packing is done. There's still quite a bit to do. Tomorrow I'm back at school. I mean, as you go through it, you'll find, depending on which country you're in, if you choose to move jobs within the country, there's things that you need to look at, like, redoing your medical in the country, getting police clearance from, your local police station, depending on where you are, getting a cancellation letter from your school, getting letters of recommendation or references from your school. So these are things that are pretty important. These are things that people don't discuss when you're watching vloggers talking about their expat lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? It's intense. It's challenging. It's rewarding. It's wonderful. It's terrible. It's everything. It is life, and you need to be prepared for that there. So like I said, I'm gonna try and get a little bit more packing done, clean up the apartment, do whatever. I have the opportunity today because, like I said, schools are, we didn't have to, as foreign teachers, we didn't have to go into school today because the kids are busy with their final exams and stuff like that. So it gave me the weekend to, see my wife and my daughter off. Obviously, my daughter still needs to go for, pre-K training. So that's something important to look at. Look, obviously, as you guys ask me more questions, and as you guys, decide to give comments, suggestions, any questions that you have, feel free to drop them in the description, the comment section below. I will get back to it. Like I said, I'm gonna try and roll out one video every week, depending on how it goes. We might decide to obviously increase it, but until then, take care of yourselves, stay safe. Don't forget to watch the video, like, subscribe, drop your comments, send me some questions, do whatever it is that you need to do. All right, until the next one, guys, stay safe. Cheers.